back into the meta. This is the problem, right? You get HP pretty much chunked out, and then the damage dealer with the burst kind of damage just come in and clear things out, and that's what just happened in the last game, isn't it?
Definitely. No, Nana was. I don't think that was any misclick or something of another that maybe Team LCF wanted to get a game number 3 for themselves. So maybe or maybe not, they actually went in for that. But this time around, game number 3. What do you guys think? Another Nana or something of a surprise coming in from either of the teams?
Maybe, but this time Uranus will not be again open for any of the team. But it was, I mean, I'm still in a dilemma. I'm still in, thoughts that it was a killable Uranus. I mean, it was getting down again and again by the Badang. How could it be possible?
I think
I
mostly
mean,
because
come on. It
I
is
think mostly because they were trailing behind, right? He did not have enough item, and with that kind of lead, Uranus cannot sustain as much.
Yeah.
true. Uranus as a frontliner, more than a frontliner, he's just a disruptor. He's supposed to go back towards the mates as well as the marksman, making sure they are out of the position. That is how you actually go around with a Uranus. But this time around, yep, as mentioned, Uranus banned, Selena banned. There's a Hayabusa as well. Hayabusa been a constant so far from the game number 1, which is a good thing, but game number 3, what kind of a team composition both of the team come around with?
I think the
Mm,
first time the Selena ban, both these things, I mean, kind of hectic for both the teams right now because they're not opting some other mages. We saw Nana in the previous match, whereas the Fursa was there, and before that, in the first set, we saw Selena and the Novaria. Novaria didn't work great for Maaf at that point. Selena do work great for Lakshmi Chit Fund, but here both of the mages who just make the match easy for their team are not in the least to get opt. They are in the ban list right now. So it will be actually interesting if you will thought onto the mid lane. But before that, we can see Abadang once again being chosen by Maaf. This is a good thing. I mean, they're going great with the Badang. Your mom.
True enough. I think out here, Team LCF can just take the Matilda towards their side, because I think Matilda along with the Badang can really, make things worse with the mobility that Matilda can give. The Badang can really make the sets much more easier. Even if he does not have a flicker, he can go in and, even if he miss, he can just again use the flicker to make the combo, right?
Definitely. Again, Maaf, for them, the Barang is really important, and as soon as they knew it was open, they capitalized it very well. But at the same time, yep, was expecting a Focus coming onto the play. Game number 1, it was there, did not work for Maaf, but game number 3, will it work for Team Lakshmi Chetfund? Other than that, what could they pick though? Again, I feel like this could be a Rome Barang.
Probably. Why not? I mean, they can flex it, right, Ash?
Yep, they can go for 3 EXP as well. They went for 2 EXP in the previous one. They went for that sandwich combo and they managed to sandwich the whole LCF. But I think right now we're gonna see some mid laners from Maf. I hope for a good mid lane. Maybe they can go for the Xavier. It's still open. It's still in the meta. They can go for it. Or Alilia could work better than Onana.
Probably. I feel they have an option. They have a lot of options, right? They can still go for the Novaria, just like in the first game. It was working well, right? It was just the stun, and this time the Selena being banned, so they can actually opt for it. But I feel they do need some burst or some kind of shred for the Mobius. So any options for them to, match that kind of damage you're reaching?
Again, there is a possibility of a Paquito coming onto the play. EXP Paquito, I kind of want to see it given the fact that he does have the mobility to reach up to the Granger, especially Stark Daisy, who is known to play the marksman quite in a position that you
Mm-hmm.
are not able to find it, but at the same time, okay, looking at that, Roger back again, but not into the hands of Sarah Moon, which is kind of a bummer for me. But it is definitely a Rome Badang.
Yep. But still a flex, right? Still a flex. It can be just changed up. anytime they want it.
Possible. Again, putting up I kind of want to see a Gatot Kacha onto the EXP, given the fact that uh, most of the Gatot Kacha here in the stages have been just a little bit passive. They have been taking out quite easily. You're talking about how the HP is just going in quite low enough that they cannot actually make a play. But before that, let's move back to the banning phase. Fredrin out of the way. You're talking about the Bakshia is also out of the way. Marksman's gone, but they are quite a marksman still open against Granger.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead, Ash. Say.
Yeah, I was saying once again, maybe we're gonna see that alpha pick right now from LCF because all those options, Fedrin, Xborg, Baksha, everything is out from the hand. With the Roger is being picked up from Maaf. So once again, Alpha can be the choice from Sarah Moon, or he can go with the Suyu, his trademark, which I call him the ghost because of the Suyu pick. But I'm not sure what he's trying right now. But before that, kind of a thing that this time I think Maaf is gonna make it up for themselves. Previous one, if you're gonna see, they don't have a backliner. I mean, backline diver in the first set. It was only Phobius and he was getting down. That's was the only reason Ixia got buffed up. They won the match. But this time they got the Gatot Kacha. They can mark it up onto the Granger or maybe onto the Vexana if it will be a problem for them. So it's like, I mean, Shinryu, if Maaf loses, I don't feel bad for them. They literally fight well. What if the first match was on to them? It would have been a 2-0 for LCF.
Definitely, Team Up had the momentum going for themselves. It was just a bit of the overextension that costed them that game. This time, man, we see Hanabi into the mix along with the Paramis. So the HP bars are not gonna go down, and if it's gonna go down, it's gonna be instantly brought back up with the Paramis. And I feel, Team Maaf does have a slight advantage if you look at the draft at so far so good. I mean, I think that Hanabi pick can work really well if it cannot be marked. But again, if it's kind of snowballed in the early game, it's gonna be a really big problem for them to scale up.
Why the Hanabi though?
Yeah.
The Hanabi, I mean, you
I'm
guys might
not.
not know. Okay,
Yeah,
this is a. Uh-huh.
I'm not criticizing the hero, but what is the reasoning for this kind of a composition? The first three heroes, such a banger, then comes Hanabi. That's just like the graph just went down for me.
I mean, a lot of people underestimate the Hanabi. I'm not a Hanabi main, guys. Before I say this, I'm not a Hanabi main. I don't even use Hanabi. I'm not a person who would tell my teammates to pick Hanabi, but hear me out, okay? Hanabi, like, it's more of the continuous damage that Hanabi can project. And if the teammates are kind of, close in, it's going to be really difficult to actually get out of the damage. But once again, Peachy, we go back into the game out here.
Yes, sir. Into the land of dawn. Third match, the deciding factor. Which team picks it away? Take it away, you guys.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, still in dilemma, still in thoughts about that Hanabi pick. I don't really like Hanabi. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not gonna say like Pichi. I don't criticize her. I criticize her. I lost a lot of matches because of this Hanabi MM. It's a epic MM, I can say. Right now, I mean, it's in the tournament, so maybe my thoughts could be changed by the gameplay I will see right now. But before that, it's a defensive start. It's a good one. I mean, both of them are playing their match point. They do or die. So Shinryu, quick guess, quick answer. Whom do you think gonna take on the series?
I did mention in the last statement that Team Mav did have a slight advantage, but this Carmilla pick changes it all. The
Yeah,
blood, curse of blood. It's gonna be
with
such
the
a
Vexana.
game-changing move. Yep, with a Vexana, right? I was about to mention that as well. So such a lethal technique to actually get on at them, but man, the synergy has to be so well put out there. So once again, I feel Team Maaf, if they play their cards right, they do have the advantage in the early game. If they can keep their Hanabi safe, they do have the lead game as well. However, if it's a snowball game from the side of Team LCF, nothing can stop Team LCF from there on. It's going to be really difficult for Team Maaf to actually get back from that back foot kind of situation. They need to be on the driver's seat at all stages of the game. So with the first hurdle coming here, Ash, I think Team Maaf might not actually want to contest the first turtle so much rather than Team LCF.
Yep. And you know what? I think that Duba went for that Hanabi because of the Purify, maybe. Because he got to know that Vexana is here, maybe Carmilla coming up, or maybe something which can give a good crowd control. Before the match, if you want to see, there was no crowd control. I mean, Uranus doesn't give a stun to you. So Paquito was doing majestically great things. But this
Hmm.
time, maybe this was the reason they went for the Hanabi. But before that, the turtle dance started. Flicker coming off from the Badang. Well, oh my goodness, it will be Suyu taking out the turtle and first bird as well. Roger getting down. A great start for the LCF. Infernal Pursuit coming up. Suyu will be the one claiming the double kill as well as a rotation from top to mid. Getting down that third kill as well for the Granger.
So this is what I meant. They should not contest for the first turtle. They do not have the advantage in the early game. The damage is going to be lacking. So them forcing their way is going to be a problem. But again, on the bot lane, they're still being pushed back under their own second tier turret, and their jungle is also being invaded at this point. So this is the thing. You need to know your power spike of your draft, because if you do not play according to that, it's going to be pretty much of a snowball type of gameplay, because you cannot go in and expect, I mean, abnormal damage when you do not have the items, when you do not have the heroes actually doing well. And once again, your mom, this time it felt like he was lagging though.
Yep, and it's like they got the early snowball, which was not needed at this point. For I mean, if you wants to win this match, you should have given that early snowball to LCF with this draft. I mean, as Shinru mentioned from beginning, that the Hanabi should get some early snowball if they wants to get that late spike for them. It's not happening right now, and as you mentioned, the
Hmm.
lag it seems like that as well. We will be coming back soon, but before that we'll be talking about the match. So Shinryu, I mean, in the previous match we saw Paquito. This match we are
Hmm.
going to see going to see what it's already there, Hanabi. So what do you think? The Hanabi being there, we were about to say a lot of things onto the Hanabi. Yes, guys, we are those trollers in the game. We troll when Hanabi comes up. We take two retreat whenever Hanabi shown in the goal lane. So basically, I don't hate her. It's like I don't. It don't seems me like she can be fit into the meta anytime, anywhere. She's just like the Mia.
Kind of, but again, if teams can play well, I think it can actually work really good. But once again, we go back into the game. It was a really short and brief pause, but once again, like you mentioned, a lot of people do think that some picks are kind of a troll picks into the rank. But I feel, in a tournament it's going to be different. But this time there is the Knight, Eternal Guard, and Sensu just getting taken down.
The host is back with the Susano being on. It is Serar Moon's trademark pick. It's a Suyu, and right now he's got to getting 3 kills into the hand. Subtle Guardian, Duke up top, and then this was Suyu's mobility, getting down that enemies that is from Maaf. But in the meantime, Riverside is on, Turtle Dance on. It's a free turtle for LCF.
So definitely the early game is going to be heavily favoring the side of Team LCF so far. They're really doing a good usage of their draft, and also their, snowball capabilities. Again, you can see they're trying to corner Duva this time. He's taking in a lot of damage. There is the Curse of Blood.
Yup, and with that, Suyu coming up, AOG for the save. A charge being there, but Saramu will not find any kills at this point. In the meantime, Badang is hiding in the bush. It will be not good for Rudius. Okay, he wants to mark Suyu. Sarar Moon will be using the second blink to get out from the situation.
Yes, that was a really good read from him. But once again, they are not going to leave the goal in quite freely. You can see that trying to constantly put pressure out there, and they will be eventually able to get the turret down. So this time, Starkeys is actually doing better than the last two games, right? He's sitting at a comfortable score of 1-0 and 1, and Rudy is trying to take a bit of vision, bit of poke from the enemy, but he lost a lot of HP, so he needs to be careful because he does not want to waste his skills just like that when his teammates are not around. But once again, Ash only this time in the favor of team LCF. You can see Duba trying to go for a sneaky push, but he'll be stopped in his track. So like I was mentioning, the goal lead this time in the side of team LCF, and do you think in the late game, they can actually make a comeback side of Team Maaf, because they're pretty late game oriented, right, at this point, and you can see the constant pressure from the side of Team LCF. So, do you think there's a possibility for them to actually bounce back?
Yesterday I saw a meme, but before that, Eternal Guardian caught up onto Duba. Duba at a very bad position, will be taken down by Sarah Moon. Some mega kill for Sarah Moon. Course of Blood coming up, but Dang will be the one taking down the Caramilla. In the meantime, Suyu caught off into the mark, and we'll look at the damage from the Suyu AOG. Came back into the action to get out from the situation. Infernal Pursuit once again, and look at the damage. Okay, it was the Paramis making sure that the Badang and the Co will be safe at this position, but the Turtle will be again going free onto the side of LCF. They got one kill on the Caramilla. I was talking about the meme, Shinryu. Whenever Hanabi players come up, their name is CC Immune rather than their IGN.
Well, that's a really good meme, because you cannot CC that hero, but once again, you might not be able to CC that hero, but you can still link them, right? She can still be linked with the ultimate of Carmilla, and at this point, that's a problem, because even if you use the Nether Realm, you're still being together, and that's a very sweet spot for this Carmilla to hit you, and if you're not careful enough, you're definitely gonna get taken down. So being pushed back inside your own jungle is not something Team Maaf was doing in the previous two games. So this is a different situation they have put themselves into, and once again, Team LCF, they're looking really comfortable being on the driver's seat. They want to take this middle lane turret, and I don't think so Team Maaf can do anything to stop them.
Yes, and look at that, at a very bad positioning. PD is right now revitalizing popped up. He got the AOG, but I don't think he will get any chance to cast it out. A Sky Piercer, some Rhapsody's bullet, and Gatotkacha will be sent to heaven.
Yes, absolutely, and it's a problem if you do not have your escape tools, you're gonna get taken down, and Sky Piercer stack is definitely going up for Stark TZs. I think he'll almost have 10 to 20 stacks at this point, and he would love to get even more stacks, because that's going to give him even more damage spike, and this time they're targeting the second tier turret onto the mid lane, so before the Lord, they want to take things down, but Shenzu, where did he go?
It's Sky Piercer. It's Sky Piercer from Stark TZ. It will be right now, it will be 30 or 20. I'm not sure, but it was literally that Rhapsody again coming up. Ritzheim on to PD once again. PD at a very bad position. Sun coming on from the Suyu. Mega kill for the Granger. Slaver of HP. Fish crack come off. Shut down for the Granger. Shut down for the Suyu as well. Coming back will be seen right now from Maaf Esports. Roger being there. Bad positioning. Carmilla taken out. Easily double kill. In the meantime, Redemption a little bit push from Anti in the bot.
Yes, and that was the ultimate CC combo. You saw Badang going in, you saw the car, the ultimate from these, Hanabi doing the immobilizing and giving them so much so much pressure and so much, advantage, and they're trying to go in for the Lord, but this time Anti needs to be careful.
Anti will be taking out Badang, Slaver of HP, but right now Hanabi will be the one taking out Phobia's killing spree for the Roger onto Vexana, marking her out. Stark TZ back into the map. Need to be dismantled themselves from the Lord. Eternal Guardian do popped up. Slaver of HP, but I think they could have taken the Lord at this point, but maybe doesn't want to take it. Wants some reason back into the side, whereas Sir Armon back into the map. Caramilla hiding in the bush. Rudius will be cut off. Cross of Blood coming up into the action, but Dang being there. In the meantime, we can see a knock-up come from the Lord. It was an airborne for four of them. Paramis already used up the ult. Caramilla at a very bad position. Slaver of HP will be taken down by Duba. Sarah Moon going into a beautiful way. Not got cut off from the Badang, but in the meantime, Gatotkacha got down. Let's see who'll be using the retreat. It will be the Rogers retreat. Taking down the Lord. Shut down for the Roger up to the Lord being taken down. It will be Stark TZ. One man down from Maaf Esports with the Lord being taken down. Maybe a comeback from them, but not a setback, I can say.
Definitely, they've won the Lord, but at what cost? They lost so many members, and right now the Lord is going to be stopped down in its track from the bot lane itself. It's not going to be marching down anywhere else, and Team LCF, despite losing that Lord, are still in the lead. They have not really lost too much, and basically they have not lost anything except for some kills here and there. But once again, I feel that last fight was something that really favored Team Maaf, and they're trying to get the momentum still going for themselves. And in that Lord fight, they tried too much, but despite making the sacrifices, they got the kills onto the Hanabi. So I feel this Hanabi will be able to do some wonders, given the fact we can they can just extend this game for a bit longer, maybe to the 15 to 16-minute mark, where their damage will be much more than it is currently right now. So far, I feel Team LCF, they should not push their luck anymore. They should just freeze the lane. They should just take the resources away from Team Maaf so they cannot get farmed up and just wait for the next lot to come. They should not gamble anything, because if they do too much, they can get punished, right? We saw how the curse blood was not really doing much despite it being used. The damage like cannot even reach the members of Team Maaf.
Actually, it does work. I mean, it was on casted on to Gatotkacha singly. So Gatotkacha got down at that point. Nobody else got affected by it. So that may be Rudius' misjudgment. He just casted it on single hero, and Vixana was not available at that point. So it doesn't work with a Granger's Rhapsody, obviously. I mean, not much damage, but when the Eternal Guardian mixed up with that Curse of Blood, it do deals a lot of damage. Or you can say Gatotkacha's AOG and a Curse of Blood, but this time Gatotkacha is in the opponent's side, so maybe that's the reason this is not getting effective anyway. But what we were fearing, that is Hanabi is getting the snowball. I do hate her, but in the late game, she is something else, just like the Mia. So you have to you have to think in your mind as well this thing that you could not take this game into late. You have a Granger though, but Hanabi is furious in the late game.
Absolutely, and so far, Team LCF, they have not been able to mark the Hanabi much, except for that one time they got a kill onto her. So, like you mentioned, the CC immune hero, right? But wait, Shenzu? Ooh, that was so
Oh,
close. He's forced to use the flicker, so he will not have it for the Lord fight. So that's gonna spell problem, because he cannot actually go for the flicker and the realm combo, right? And Team Half, how will they contest for this Lord is the question here, Ash.
I don't think they will be contesting for this Lord. It will be a good way, I can say, because they got the Hanabi, so they can easily take down the Lord midway. So they should stay safe. They should wait for the Lord to come. They can deflect the way, or maybe they can just stop it in the midway. Will be a good answer for them. Rather than contesting it, losing some members, it will be hectic for them. So it's a good idea. It's a good choice they did right now. But with this, we can see, I mean, a beautiful goal lead can be seen from LCF. It's a little 5k goal lead, not a 5k, 4.3k goal lead. That's a good thing in a 14 minutes game. Soon it will be 18 minutes maybe, and we're gonna see the advanced Lord. Let's see how it goes for both the sides.
Yeah, I think it's a better option for Team Off to actually defend this rather than contesting once again, right? They do have enough wave clear for this Lord fight, but the problem is gonna be the team fight tools the side of Team LCF has to offer. If they are able to connect all their skills properly, it's very difficult for them to actually, sustain all of damage despite having a Paramis into the mix. It's not really enough, but there are two Lords that Team Maaf need to defend right now, but they're getting pushed back.
And with this, the Lord coming in, defended down easily. Inhibitors falling down, and it will be a killing spree for the Granger. The Death Sonata connect up. Suyu diving into the base. And in the meantime, Immortality popped up for the Caramella Rhapsody. Once again coming up for the Gatotkacha. Minions marching down into the base. And look at that. A Sky Piercer walked beautifully onto the Badang. Mega kill for the Granger. And Suyu diving into the Duba will be taken down. Double kill for the Stuck TZ. 4-man down. Only Faram is being there right now. Minions will not be enough. Triple kill for the Granger. Recall spamming already started. Eternal Guardian standing like a hero in the base. Only one man being there. Faram is respawn back and will be managed to take down the Suyu. But a godlike Stuck TZ will be claiming onto himself. Base being open. LCF reigning the terror again. But this time it will be a 2-1 onto Mafi Sports.
Absolutely, they get back the point that they lost in the last game, and man, oh man, that was something from the side of Team LCF. Their confidence really spoke for this game, isn't it, Peachy?
Definitely, what a game that they have shown. So far into the round number 3, I will dub this game as the most fun. So, yep. Granger got the farm. Granger got that space to farm. Wasn't expecting. Yep, as I mentioned, the Hanabi. This is why the Hanabi may or may not work in ranked matches. Yes, if you're the kind of a solo player, you do kind of want to pick up something where there's enemy having a lot of CC. That in that situation that may work, but here in the tournament, you're just gonna get buzzed down no matter what. Look at Sarar Moon, look at Starkeezy, who just picked up a Sky Piercer already, and he was on a right track almost